Day number 5. Okay, so I've been doing these readings, trying to learn mediumship through reading cards. This is going to be the 5th video, as I said, day 5. So I'm getting a little more comfortable, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. So my general question has just been, what do we need to know today? So if anything within this resonates with you, if it's, a message that you may need to hear, then follow along. And if you're interested in learning a little bit, I kind of get more into the background until I'm more comfortable with understanding the cards. So we start out, first thing I noticed was wands and swords. So diamonds are wands and spades are swords, if you were comparing to the traditional tarot. Let's see. So those are both internal energies, so this is a lot of inner work that we gotta, do here. Not a lot of outside influence. It's things that we've done, in the past, and what's affecting us, and it's stuff that, hopefully help us recognize what we need to know, or hear what we need to know. Let's see. So the 9 of Diamonds represents resilience, persistence, boundaries, and protection. I generally say this is kind of like what has affected us, the past, present, future kind of thing, but I'm not giving, hey, this is going to happen tomorrow. This is just an overall message of maybe things that you've had to do to get to where you are, to get to where you want to be, and how it's all going to come together. So the 9 of Diamonds, resilience, persistence, boundaries, and protection. This is something, I know I've had to do in the past, and I've had to learn to do, especially with mediumship. I've had to learn how to set protection boundaries with those on the other side as well as those on this side. So I can definitely relate to that. The 5 of Spades, or the 5 of Swords, represents conflict, defeat, or tension. But here's the thing, that sounds like a negative thing, but sometimes you got to fail in order to move forward and win. Great change, generally surrounded by some chaos, but it is necessary to bring new opportunities. So this is probably causing the great change to happen, and if you've recently been going through some stuff, feel like you've been defeated, if you've had some kind of conflict or tension going on in your life, just know that a really good change is coming from that. The 6 of Spades here, it represents transition, moving on, and healing. So that's totally in alignment. This is the right path, I feel, It also represents hardships, overcoming hardships or hardships you have overcome, letting go of the past, moving into a brighter future, resolution of the past, and money. So this is saying, maybe the struggles we've had here, this change that's going on is going to bring some positive things and overcome some of the past cycles and maybe the blockages that we've had in the past to go the right direction and find our own life's purpose here. The 7 of Diamonds, the overall card, defense, perseverance, and challenge. Opportunities, but patience is required. This card right here represents alchemy. And alchemy is chemistry, or the magical process of transformation. In the actual scientific, it's the chemistry of transformation of matter. In the magical sense, it's the transformation of creation, or magical process of transformation and creation, or a little bit of both. So creating something new. It's going to take some time. This is not an overnight. Nothing is overnight. Everything takes persistence, and you've got to fail in order to find your way down the right path. So I think this is, I definitely took, some positive energy out of this, and I feel like, and it's just truth, that life isn't always easy, and just because something says, oh, hey, good things are coming, yeah, they are, and you also have to change your mindset, and you've got to believe in that, and you've got to, find what it is they're trying to tell you to focus on here. Creation came up a lot, creativity came up a lot through these cards, and with them all being internal energy cards, it's all within yourself. There's, no blame game here. You can't play the victim. You can't blame anything on anybody else. Whatever it is results of what you've done, and what you need to deal with it. And, I'm in the second half of my life, third quarter. So slow and steady is my pace these days, and it used to be hard and fast. Now it's slow and steady. So just learning some lessons and having some failures has taught me and kind of pushed me into the path that I truly feel like I'm meant to be in. So fire and spring, let's see. The wands represent fire and spring. The swords represent air and winter, which fire needs air to breathe. So these two things together, I think, are really good. So you've got to find some passion. Fire is passion. Get some passion and keep breathing, slow and steady. Like, keep the passion going, but maybe don't jump all in this time. Go a little bit at a time, slowly. The patience and persistence, setting boundaries, not allowing other things that you've allowed in the past to create the conflicts that maybe you've already dealt with, and there's always going to be conflicts in life. Life is never 100% smooth roads. Maybe it is for some. I have not experienced that. Maybe brief moments, few short blips in time. But the wands also represent passion, creativity, inspiration, movement, action, and career. So this is definitely, we talked about the finances here. I believe it was money is coming through the patience, persistence, setting boundaries, getting things in alignment. The swords or spades represent intellect, thoughts, clarity, new ideas, communication. It can also, conflicts or blocks. There can be some conflicts or blocks going on here, but they talked about this. You're going to have speed bumps. You're going to figure out your way over them, around them, through them, whatever you're going to do to get to your end goal there. Obviously within the moral realms, but you know what I'm saying, just general in life. Wands are represented, yes, they represent the solar plexus, or they're connected to the solar plexus and the sacral chakras. So your gut intuition and your passions. And creativity, the sacral chakra is the center of creativity. So again, we're back to create something. Create something new. Now, yesterday I mentioned I had skipped over the third eye and the throat. Well, I covered the third eye. I didn't cover the throat chakra. And I had gotten into some color psychology there. And I'm going to, again, this is for me to learn, study, as well as possibly, maybe teach some along the way here. So I wanted to talk about the throat chakra too. Its color is sky blue, like a sky blue or a turquoise. Generally, it is associated to space, sound, and vibration. It is considered one's inner truth center. It is your fifth primary chakra. It's located at the base of the throat, the larynx. It encompasses the thyroid, the jaw, neck, mouth, and ears. It is the body's communication hub. It governs self-expression, truth, creativity, and the ability to listen. It's the bridge between the heart and the mind, connecting emotional feeling with rational thought. And that's really interesting because the last couple days there has been a lot about balance come up in the reads and about balancing left and right, and right mind with left brain, and open up the creative centers and balancing your emotions and your thoughts. So this is just a reiteration of keeping those thoughts balanced. The meaning of the throat chakra: it means especially pure, or it signifies purification. Need for clear, authentic communication. So if your throat chakra is blocked, it could be underactive. You may have a fear of speaking, difficulty expressing emotions, feeling unheard, or being shy. If it's overreactive, I have definitely had this one many times and have had to work on my throat chakra more than once in life. Daily, actually. Talking too much. Being gossipy. Well, I've never been a gossiper. But not listening or being verbally aggressive. I would have to say I've probably been on the last one of those, and I do need to keep a check on that and allow, the balance to come between my emotions and my mouth. Again, inner work, and the throat chakra was the one that I really felt needed to be talked about today with this read, because it's about speaking your inner truth. If you've got any kind of thyroid issues, neck pain, jaw tension, or just sore throat, chronic sore throats, anything going on in that area, focus on healing. I know I had mentioned, like, if you're going to heal your heart chakra, you'd kind of do this. Now, I always kind of cup my hand because I don't like something so tight around my neck, and it kind of keeps that energy flow going, but I just kind of cup my hand over the whole area of the throat. So, and kind of keep some space there. And that's how I send healing to my own chakra there. So if you want to work on it yourself, say some prayers of intention, ask for healing, ask for good energy to come through and help clear that up, because it is your main center for communication and speaking your truth. And these are ways to balance it, is to communicate and to speak your truth. And journal. Sing. I love singing. I sing around the house all the time. The animals enjoy it sometimes. Yoga is also, and I gotta look these up actually. Fish, camel, and plow poses are 3 different yoga poses that they recommend on working on your throat chakras. So if you're into yoga, stretching, simple, it's just easy. You can kind of do it while you're doing your prayers. You kind of combine all of them, mind, body, soul kind of thing. So I want to get into the actual color psychology too, because that sky blue, it's referred to as sky blue or sometimes turquoise. It's to open that up, it recommends color therapy, like to sit and surround yourself in sky blue. So go sit outside by the lake. I mean, you're surrounded by the blue of the water, the lake, the ocean, wherever you may be, if that option is there. I mean, even during the wintertime, sometimes I'll drive down and just sit at the beach and just watch the sun come up, and it's beautiful, and that blue sky, and it reflects off of the water. It's just gorgeous. That it is, when balanced, the throat chakra fosters clear communication, authenticity, and confidence, allowing individuals to speak their inner truth without fear. It's a big thing, I feel. I think some people talk too much, and maybe it's not necessarily their truth, they're just speaking their opinion. I mean, your truth and your opinion are 2 different things, in my personal opinion. Another healing technique is meditation and sound. So chanting the mantra hum, H-A-M, that helps clear the throat chakra as well. Hum, hum. So you can look up different mantras and you can make fun of me for my sound effects, but it does help. Okay, I'm just kind of going through my notes here. Sky blue or turquoise evokes feelings of serenity, trust, and stability while promoting a sense of calm and mental clarity. The color itself is associated to freedom, optimism, and creativity, for reducing stress and fostering a peaceful environment. Open, friendly, and approachable. The color is, I don't know anybody that doesn't like light blue. It's calming, soothing, reduces anxiety, gives a dreamlike atmosphere. It's used a lot in home decorating and young babies' rooms, meditation rooms, bathrooms, bedrooms, anywhere where you want just like calm peace. Trust and reliability, optimism and hope, heavenly or spiritual thoughts. Now this is under the color psychology that I'm reacclimating myself with as well. It represents creativity and openness. Encourages, oh God, I can't read my writing again. Encourages an open mind. It aids in concentration. So if you've got someone, you might have a child at home or something that's having a hard time struggling, maybe homeschool, and they're just having a hard time paying attention. If you can maybe do something to put some more blues in that space, it'll help aid in concentration. Make smaller spaces feel larger and more open. It creates a gentle, non-threatening atmosphere. So I think I focused on the throat chakra there too, because I feel like, some of this I'm relating to on a personal level as well, but as an overall, I think we do need a much more gentle, non-threatening atmosphere. People should feel safe. The world is definitely going through some major transitions, and I think the more people that are willing to work on themselves and heal themselves, and it's not that I don't pay attention or that I don't care about what's going on in the world, but I don't utilize my television other than to watch movies. I listen to music more than anything else. I do check news resources. I do know what's going on in the world, and ultimately what I can change is what I've got in front of me. So, and it's interesting because I know I've heard a lot of people say, it's such a narcissistic society. In some ways it has become that, but the only way to change that is, and I keep saying inner work, work on yourself, I'm not saying be a narcissist. I'm saying work on yourself, heal yourself, find ways to find inner peace, because those ripple effects are what are going to, get out into the world. And I've been guilty myself of allowing emotions to overtake my rational thought. I will blame some of that on midlife and menopause. So it does tend to clog the filter. Or unclog the filter sometimes. So some things that should be probably kept in my head at times and not iterated out loud. Learning. Every day learning, every day, working on something to make my environment more calm and peaceful. And your environment starts with you. And we talked about foundations and core values yesterday. So start there. Reset. Set your boundaries, reset your boundaries. And do a little at a time. There's going to be obstacles along the way. There's going to be things, that you've got to get through, and just keep your head on your shoulders and don't allow your heart to overtake your head or your head to overtake your heart. So, all right, that's what I've got for today. This was a quicker little practice session. Got a lot of things going on today, so I was just trying to, I want to stick to this and at least pull my cards and keep studying every day too. So this is, again, a learning curve for me. And hopefully somebody got something out of this. If you enjoyed it, share with anybody that you may think might be interested in this and the learning curve. I do offer private readings you can contact me at amandabyers3576@gmail.com. We can arrange. I've got a couple different options and ideas for being able to do readings even virtually, so that if you're not close to my area, then we'll work something out. All right. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Be blessed.